Cristiano Ronaldo takes care of business, 111 international goals, breaking Ali Dai's record, the most by a male player in international history, an unbelievable feat as Portugal wins 2-1 against Ireland in a World Cup qualifier. We had to bring in my producer, Des Norris. Qué Golazo begins right now. Hey everybody, welcome to Qué Golazo on this special emergency episode as Cristiano Ronaldo scores 111 goals, international history in his 180th game for Portugal, a brace against Ireland, making him the top all-time male international goal scorer, passing Ali Dai. Don't forget to click, like, subscribe, follow us on Qué Golazo Pod, YouTube, etc., etc. Listen, we could have Jimmy Conrad, we could have had Heath Pierce, we could have had James Benge, but you know what? I decided to be a little cruel today, a little mean from me. And our producer, our amazing, talented producer, Des Norris, who is Irish, by the way, had to force himself to come on the show to quickly talk about this amazing record by 36-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo. First of all, Des, commiserations, my friend.
Luis. Yeah. This is a moment of celebration for everyone, for world football. We're all delighted for the man. Oh, yeah. Sorry, you were saying.
The first thing Des was telling me on Slack, by the way, was, hey, we have to do this episode, I think. And here we are. Now, listen, Des, first of all, I mean, a heroic performance from Ireland. I mean, honestly, I thought you had it in the bag there. Your goalkeeper, with all due respect, I didn't think he had it in him. And he was having an amazing performance. That penalty, first of all, should it have happened in the first place?
So, yeah, just to set the scene or to give a bit of context to the Irish national team, moments before the game, we were hit with our latest COVID case. COVID is really persecuting the Irish national team more than any other international football team I can think of. Shane Long was ruled out just before the game. And then we had Portsmouth's Gavin Pizzuno thrown into what was an acid test, performed excellently. Did save a penalty, you're correct. Won by Bruno Fernandes. Quite a dubious penalty. Had a VAR check for a good 10 minutes. Seeing Jeff Henrik got a good touch of the ball. Penalty given nonetheless. And Ronaldo steps up and takes it, and it's saved. I don't know if we want to talk about how that bodes for Manchester United. Cristiano Ronaldo taking penalty duties and missing. I don't know how that's going to favour the Red Devils.
It's definitely going to be part of the conversation as we continue. Of course, as you mentioned, Bruno Fernandes probably should have taken it, but Bruno sees Ronaldo as his hero, so there's that conversation to have. But let's go back for a second to Ronaldo himself. Unbelievable, 111 goals. Listen, the game aside, just some numbers here for you. He scored 33 goals in World Cup qualifiers, 31 in Euro qualifiers, 19 in friendlies, 14 in UEFA Euros, 7 in the World Cup, and Nations League 5 and Confederations Cup 2. So 180 games. But also Ireland became the 45th team Ronaldo has scored against as well. So he does it across the board. Where does this leave him in his legacy? He still has a few years to go, I am sure, even at 36 years old.
Still has a bit of catching up to do on Christine Sinclair.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
No, his legacy, I think it's fair to say he's got like a decent legacy. When he retires, people will probably remember his name. Yeah, it's just I don't know what else to say about him. He just racks up numbers. It will continue. It'll just keep on happening. He's 36 years young, and there's no end in sight, it seems.
Listen, it's worth mentioning, by the way, that he's also polarizing.
And these goals come in the 89th minute in injury time. You're talking about someone who's, long in the tooth, but match fitness is not a concern for him. He obviously doesn't have the pace of yesteryear, but yeah, he's as sharp as he ever was.
Yep. Those two goals today against the Republic of Ireland were quintessential Ronaldo goals, right? Like you said, towards the end of the game, in the air, just complete clutchness, unbelievable. I was going to say he is a polarizing figure. That there are, of course, rape allegations and things that he is dealing with off the field. So it's not like he's this perfect human being. It's actually very complicated in many ways for us to talk about him every now and again, because off the field, there's so many things going on with him. So from a football perspective, though,
he was about to sign for Manchester City. Rio Ferdinand had to explain to him that was a stain on his legacy. So it was nothing to do with love of Manchester United. It was simply just for PR. He said, I'm better, just for the sake of selling shirts and keeping all my Instagram followers from Manchester, I'll go with the red side.
I mean, I think Norris being interviewed right now is probably not the best time, especially just as he scored.
Yeah, maybe I should watch my tongue, but anyway.
All right, but look, you bring up something good though. He comes to Manchester United now. Let's talk about that thing that you just mentioned. How is it? Do you think he's going to be the penalty taker there?
Oh, undoubtedly. Yeah, no, listen, wherever he goes, he dictates the terms. And fair enough, he's done enough to earn that. But I fear for Bruno Fernandes and what this does to his stats. If you got him in your fantasy Premier League team, maybe now is the time to sub him out, because it's not only penalties, it's just general play, taking shots. Ronaldo doesn't like when people take shots if he's in an open or even a semi-open position. So, all those United players who would, try their luck from distance, or even within the box, like now they have to second guess, like where is Big Ronnie? Because you don't want to get in his bad side. We saw that during the Euros, where he got where Diego Jota got on his bad side. I forget which game it was. It could have been against Hungary, but he had a shot instead of passing to Ronaldo, and he just got daggers for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was Hungary.
Like I think that's what United have to contend with. But the trade-off is you have, just a legend of the club, a man who is clutch, like you said. Like he'll get goals. There's no doubt about it. It's just the rest of his teammates are now kind of at his service.
Yeah, and that will be a tricky thing for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to figure out. But going back to what he achieved today, there's no denying that it's a tremendous achievement, 111 goals. As you said, obviously, he still has quite a lot to do to catch up to Christine Sinclair. But from a male perspective, unbelievable. I mean, some of the names that he passed, Ali Daei, Pele, Puskás, Robbie Keane, the legendary Robbie Keane. Nobody, of course, Lionel Messi as well. And this race for, by the way, Ballon d'Or should be interesting, because obviously Ronaldo doing this, the top scorer in the European Championships, but then Lionel Messi winning Copa America as well. You would think that now really is going to be determined by their domestic and Champions League endeavors, as both of them have new clubs.
I mean, for Ballon d'Or conversation, I don't think, for his achievements today, congratulations, scoring 2 against Ireland. I don't think that's what pushes you over the threshold to get your 6th Ballon d'Or. Let's see how he does this season at United. I mean, they are now legitimate contenders on every front, you'd assume. But it's all about picking up the hardware, right? So, trophies win individual trophies. I don't think last season with Juve, despite being the top scorer there, I don't think that's enough to be in the conversation. But, right. 2022, maybe.
Yeah. He wants to win. And when he does, you can't deny that. Most goals in the history of international football, most goals in the history of club football for the respective club that he's played. Most goals in Champions League history, by the way. Let's not forget that. Most goals in Portugal history, most goals in Euros history. I mean, he's done quite a lot as of late. And of course, we can't deny that he is a record-breaking machine. So I see him going beyond 40 years old. I don't know where, but I thought maybe back to Portugal. But, it's amazing what he achieved. And we'll have to see how the storyline continues there with Manchester United. Before we leave, Des Norris, anything else to add specifically as we look ahead to World Cup qualifiers all over? We have some good stuff coming up.
Oh, indeed we do, yeah. Well, we've already got our preview out for tomorrow's game. with El Salvador, USMNT, as well as everything else going on in CONCACAF. Jimmy Conrad and Keith Pearce leading the charge there, but we got some guests coming in during the week as well. So exciting times with all things World Cup qualification related, unless you're talking about Ireland, who are still on 0 points in that group. So
hey, listen, Peru is bottom of CONMEBOL right now, so I can be with you right now. Both of us can be together and let the Americans celebrate. But Des Norris has recently joined Qué Golazo. He's been amazing for us. Thank you so much for being part of this family. As Des mentioned, we got USMNT qualifiers previews and recaps with Heath Pearce and Jimmy Conrad. And then we'll return next week for a weekend preview ahead of domestic action after everything returns. But there's plenty of international action coming your way. Des, so good for you to stand in on such an annoying night for you to do so. But thank you. I appreciate it, my friend.
No worries. My pleasure, Luis. And I'm glad that you finally now have an Irish football correspondent, because it was long overdue. Long
overdue. Damn right. Thank you, everybody. Make sure that you follow Qué Golazo on Twitter, YouTube, youtube.com/Qué Golazo. We're on podcasts as well, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, CBS Sports app, wherever you listen to your pods. Have a great rest of your week.